Hi, everyone. I'm Bevan with Benson Homes, and as we continue our series to celebrate Home Remodeling Month, I am excited to sit down with Jenna Bozeman today. She is the owner of Coastal Cabinets by Jenna and one of our partners that we work with in the industry. How are you doing today, Jenna?
Good. Glad to be here.
Good. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you sitting down with us. I see you're in your showroom.
Yeah.
How are things going there?
Everything's going well here. Of course, we're under different circumstances than normal with the COVID, so we're taking more precautions than normal, and we're trying to do everything by appointment, and we're doing a lot of Zoom and FaceTime meetings. But other than that, everything's going pretty well.
Very good. Good. And tell us where are you guys located?
Down Laskin Road towards the ocean front, at 1017 Laskin Road. But yeah, we're close to the ocean front.
Great. So just wanted to talk to you today so everybody can kind of learn about you, your design process, and how you work with Benson Homes. So I guess we could kick it off with just learning a little bit more about you. So if you want to tell me a little bit about that, that'd be great.
Sure. So I was born in Virginia Beach and actually grew up kind of in the Great Neck area and went to school at Cape Henry from kindergarten all the way till 12th grade.
Yeah.
So Cape Henry was a much smaller school back then, but yeah, I went to school there, and then I went to JMU, and then I came back to Virginia Beach and went up to Richmond for a while and then back to Virginia Beach. But I've always stayed kind of close to my family. I'm lucky to have most of my family in the area, and my sister fairly nearby in North Carolina. So I've always kind of stayed around Virginia Beach and enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, that's great. So what about any hobbies that you have?
I am a dog lover like crazy.
Me
too. I've got a 100-pound lab.
Oh my.
Yeah. So when I'm not working, I enjoy just like going on walks with the dog. That's my form of meditation and relaxation. I take a mental break. Yeah. So that's kind of what I like to do. Doing a lot of walks lately, trying to get outside right now. But
do you ever bring them into your showroom?
I have brought him in on weekends when we're closed, just because he's such a large dog and he gets so excited. Yeah. He's much a lover, but I don't know how, if everybody wants a large dog licking their legs. So he stays at home most of the time.
Oh. Yeah. So tell me, I know you said you take walks to kind of relax and take breaks. Any kind of mantra that you follow that you'd like to share?
I would say not so much like a mantra, but I have like personal goals that bleed into work. And I think the main thing that I always strive is trying to be kind. And I think that's so important, and trying to remember how easy it is to be kind to others when they're kind to you, but pushing that when you're in more strained circumstances and, keeping that kindness towards others. And I always try my best to look at things from different people's perspectives or from different, opinions. I think that's very important for us to have an understanding of each other. And I also think it's so important to be upfront and honest about everything. And I think that is something I'm always working on and always pushing for. But I think that bleeds into the business, and it's like main characteristics that I want to display in Coastal Cabinets.
Yes, definitely. I think that does come across when we meet with you in your showroom, that you're super kind, friendly, willing to, work with everybody. And I think everybody always has a great experience when they come in to see you. So we always appreciate that.
Same about Benson Homes. I appreciate everything that you guys do. And I also, one thing I always remember at the holidays is I always get a little gift, but I appreciate the most the card I get from you guys, because it's so personal and descriptive. And to me, you're very complimentary of me, which I appreciate, but it says more how great you guys are to work with, that you guys take the time to acknowledge, the people you work with.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Jim will love to hear that. He always takes the time to make sure he thanks everyone that we work with, and
Yes.
He definitely loves to make that personal and meanuful. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
means a lot.
Well, good. Thank you. What about how you got into the business?
So after going to college, I was presented with a job opportunity. It was more like in technology. And I was thinking I needed to take it because I needed to get a job, and I was feeling a lot of pressure. And it took me a while, but I finally, with my gut, and I decided to turn it down. And I was very nervous and scared, but I had to go with how I was feeling. And then shortly after that, a job opportunity popped up working for a German cabinet company. And that just felt like the right thing to do. And I loved it because even as a kid, I loved like architecture, like I loved math, which there's a lot of math in cabinets and design.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always helping me with that.
And so it just seemed like such a great fit, and it was a great place to learn because it was a German company and everything's very specific and a metric, and it was a good experience, and it just felt right, and I feel so lucky that everything happened the way it did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us, I guess, something that would be good to know about Coastal Cabinets in your company.
So I opened up the business about 5 years ago, and I know that remodeling can be very stressful. There's a lot of decisions to make. There are a lot of things to pop up that you don't account for. And so when you come in Coastal Cabinets, even though we go all the way up to very high-end custom cabinets, still want the feeling in the showroom, the atmosphere, to feel comfortable, casual, and friendly, just to make the process less stressful and more fun. Even though we get really into detail here, we want to make those details an enjoyable experience versus a stressful experience for the client.
Yeah, you have a really great process. You just seem to have everything very organized and laid out. And it seems to, every time we've come in and met on a project, it seems to have that same flow when we work on those. So
yes, there's a lot of things to go through. So I feel like if you're not organized, then it gets very confusing for the customer.
Yeah, you do an excellent job with that.
Thanks.
So great. How about how long have you been working with us?
So it's been a long time. So I had to think about that, but I think it's around, it's at least around 10 years. Yeah. So it's been a long time. And so I think because of that, we are able to work very well together because I know like what your expectations are, and you guys know how I work. So I think it creates a more seamless process as we go through everything. But yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been good though. Yeah,
it's been good.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, good. What about, I guess, since we have worked with you for so long, can you tell me, I guess, in your opinion, how you feel, what it's like to work with us?
I would say that you guys are very involved and hands-on with the customer, which I think is great. You kind of help them through every step of the way. So when we have a meeting, you guys are always present in the meeting and prepared and with notes and a schedule. And so having somebody come in, organize and helping their client, go through these decisions and understand, what comes first, what to do next, is extremely helpful for me, but also, for the customer. And I definitely think you guys, put the customer first, and you really try and think of ways to make their ideal space come true.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Sure.
What about, I guess, can you walk us through what a client could expect when they come to see you when we're working on a project?
Yeah, so when a client comes in initially, we do a consultation meeting. Typically, it's always at the showroom. These days, we've done a lot of Zoom and FaceTime meetings, but we carry different cabinet lines. So in order to get an accurate estimate, which is kind of the first step, we need to show the different cabinet lines, describe how they're different. And some of them have different like door style selections and color selections. So just going through that process to see, you know, what cabinet fits the customer's style and needs. And then also just talking about the layout as far as what they want inside their cabinets. Are they more, some people more focus on the outside of the cabinets and not as worried about the inside, and sometimes it's the opposite, and then sometimes you want to marry both together. But yeah, so the meeting can take some time depending on the scope of the work, but we try and get as much information as possible so that the estimate we provide is as accurate as possible.
Yeah. And then I guess maybe talk to us a little bit about like behind the scenes. So like when we start on a project and you know, you're getting ready to order the cabinets, what kind of things take place that we do before getting those installed?
So yeah, there's a lot of things like we need on our end in order to make sure that the installation goes smoothly. So we work together with you, obviously, so you guys can provide us like all the accurate information as far as making sure we have all the correct appliance model numbers, so all those openings are correct. Like confirming the door style and color, making sure we've got the hardware correct. But we obviously want to go out and field measure the space. So we have Glenn, who is great, who I've known forever, and he does all the field measurements. So he goes out there and gets the exact dimensions because we're going to build to your walls, so we can maximize the cabinet space and make sure there's no hiccups, you know, during the installation process. And the installation process can last, you know, depending on the scope of work, and can last a day to a couple weeks, just depending on the size of the job.
Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. Anything else that we could let clients know what to expect when working with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the client can expect that we're going to focus on their job, you know, separate from anything else, because every client is very specific in taste and layout. So we definitely don't generalize and try and do the same thing over and over again. We really want to get an idea of what that customer is all about, what they're looking for, how they function in their kitchen or bathroom or space, and make that, you know, design specific to them. And, you know, every customer is important to us. So no matter the scope of the work. So we want them to feel that.
Yeah, they definitely do. You always take such great care of them. What about trends that you're seeing? Anything coming up for this year, or maybe starting, you know, maybe that started the end of 2019, or anything recently that that you're seeing in the industry?
I mean, we are seeing a lot of black and white, so you can see.
Yes, I love that set behind you.
So that's an inset cabinet back there, and it's a white frame, but there's black glass doors. So that's mixed together. Some people will also do, you know, maybe all the base cabinets one color and all the upper cabinets one color. Maybe just the island is black. We've done whole jobs that are black, and they're gorgeous. So black and white is very popular. There was a lot of grays, and that's still around a little bit, but you see less of that. There was navies, and they're still around, but now you're getting more towards like rich greens, like warm colors. And we actually have a display, which I can try and show you if you want.
Sure, yeah, let's go for it.
All right, let's see here. And a green. So this is going to be a display. I don't know if you can tell here.
Yes.
But that's kind of in a warm green, and it's got brass hardware. Brass hardware is another design element that's very popular, and there's all different types of brass, whether it's like a champagne color or honey bronze. But brass is still popular, and that can go on all sorts of colors that we're seeing. And in the wood, seeing some more wood features. The walnut has always been a popular wood. It's very warm and rich. I'm seeing a lot of like a white oak style wood. And sometimes it's a quarter sawn wood, which is more linear type grain, a more modern style. And sometimes it has almost like a whitewash on top. but the white oaks are becoming like very popular. And a lot of times it's elements of white oaks and maybe not necessarily a whole kitchen in white oak. Maybe it's a vanity in white oak or the island or the hood. But that's fairly popular right now as well.
What about like the inside? So are you seeing anything where people are doing maybe more drawers or cabinet doors, pull outs, things like that?
I've always been pro drawers. So, and I think a lot of people are moving towards more drawers. It's a lot easier to access things in drawers. Pull outs are great in some circumstances, but you do have to open up doors and then pull outs versus drawers one motion. There are new things that are coming out because all of us are very much into the technology, especially now. So there's charging drawers that you can get that have outlets and USBs in the back of the drawer box. So you can charge and store your iPads or iPhones or anything like that in there. And it's always coming out with new accessories and things. So there's a lot to stay up to date on.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing with us today. We really, really appreciate you meeting with me and taking the time to do that. I know you stay busy, but we really do appreciate it. So
of course,
thank you.
No problem.
All right. Well, I hope to see you soon and talk to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.